Hello and welcome to this week's video. And this week's video, I'm back in some woodland and I'm going to talk to you today about this. And this, if you've got the Nikon system, could be the perfect lens for you if you want to shoot woodland. It's the Nikon Z 24-200, the f4 version. And here's why you should use it. Enjoy the video. Hello, so in this week's video I'm in some woodland, which I haven't done for quite a long time, but I'm in a woodland of a difference. I'm in Yorkshire and I'm with the marvellous Darren Morehouse, Gary Sugden. Steve's not with us because I'm recording this the day after last week's video. Here's the man himself. Ginger captures.
It's brought his passport.
Check him out. We're enjoying this bit of woodland that well, I certainly haven't visited before, but Darren's not done either. It's very close to where we're shooting this afternoon, and I thought I'd record a video of why you should use a 24-200 because most of my woodland you'd have thought was taken wide angle, maybe, I don't know, but actually looking back at my catalogue, most of my woodland photography is done around 70-80mm. There goes Gary. He's off to find some woodland as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shoot some pictures and I'll talk you through them and I'll show you why a wide angle to telephoto zoom is the perfect lens for this kind of shoot. Looking forward to getting my eye in. With woodland, by the way, we've all three of us have said, how do you go about it? Well, the best way, in my opinion, is to just go in the woodland and just stand there for a bit and the pictures just come to you. And it may be light hitting the side of a tree, it may be an interesting tree, it may be some interesting shapes. There are several things that attract me to woodland. Remember, I normally shoot 65-24, it's how I normally crop these, so I'm looking really at the middle and the bottoms of the trees, of the tree line, to see what's interesting, and that's where the 24 can come in because I can make it wide knowing that I'm going to crop, which you've got with this. 24-70 I guess would do the job just as well, but I kind of like the extra reach of a 200mm because it's more of a flexible lens and I really don't think the quality is a lot different. So let's go and explore this lovely woodland. Right, I've come across my first composition and I've been fascinated by this old wall covered in moss here, and there's a broken tree to the left and some nice light in the background. And what's great about Yorkshire is it's cloudy today and it's bright sun back at home, so in the distance behind these trees there's another peak and the light in the background is kind of lighter than it is in this woodland, so it's kind of giving this kind of misty background which works really well. I'm going to expose for the wall so that I've got the shadows. I'm not worried too much about the highlights on this actually because they can burn out, it doesn't matter. And I'm just playing with the shape. So I've got the tripod, as you can hopefully see, fairly low down and just trying to get it under these branches that are sticking out here, or these leaves here, and also trying to reduce the boring mid spaces. There's some ground in the middle which is looking a little bit kind of boring, so by lowering the tripod down I'm using these old branches and this front bit of mossy rock here just to kind of cover that up a little bit. So it looks okay, it's not a bad one to start off with, and this is shot at about 80mm, so exactly what I was saying. And what I often do is I'll see little details, shoot it, and then sometimes it just work back, so zoom out until you, and you can also sometimes find other compositions, and as you're zooming out you're looking at the edges to just see what works, and if something all of a sudden is distracting then you just stop. So zoom in and then gradually zoom out. I've got to 80mm with this, so we'll have a shoot at this. There is a shot I think actually even closer in, so I'll put this picture on the screen for you now and see what you think. Okay, here we go. So this image is going to be shot 110, let's say, focal length, which is also means I'm so far back I can really compress this scene again. And this is all about the light, the greens and the kind of yellowy colours and the mossy wall, and the smells are wonderful, which I can't really bring out in the picture. But I'm not using a polarizer because the colours are so saturated. We've had a little bit of rain here, just a hint of it, and it's just brought everything to life. So let's shoot this and see what you think. So this is shot at a longer focal length of 105. Nikon do a 24-120, which actually would probably almost be as good, but I kind of like the fact that I've got an extra 80mm if I need it for other photography and for picking out individual trees. But this one, 110, here it comes now. So another little tip with Woodland, you have to be prepared to go, actually that doesn't work, because there's a really interesting, show you this branch here, look, and I thought, oh look, a fallen branch, and there's some interesting trees, some mossy rocks around it, but I can't find any composition that I'm happy with. I think it's probably because it's not that interesting. I mean, it's interesting shape, but with fallen branches you kind of, it's difficult to get to them, it's difficult to get them to look right, in my opinion. Wide angle lenses though are what you need for it, because something close to the bottom of it with it going out kind of works, but in this particular case the rest of the woodland it's just too distracting. But I have found a nice kind of scene here, and if I just zoom you in a little bit, you can see that actually that's kind of what I'm looking at. So we've got this really interesting tree here, interesting in as much as the bark's interesting. It's got moss around it, look, which is nice. And then we've got this interesting tree here to the left. Where are we there? Which is obviously kind of almost falling. I think it's kind of dead, almost certainly hanging on. But you've got some nice shapes. So we've got a nice straight line. We've got this curly bit here that leads us back to this one, which goes back up, and then the branches come over, and then they've got the canopy at the bottom, and there's some lovely light in the background. So I think that might work quite well. Let me shoot it. This is going to be shot at about 40mm, so slightly on the wide angle end. The reason for that is there's a branch or some beech leaves here which are going to be in the way if I go any further to the right, but I might just be able to get underneath like that, somewhere around that. So let's shoot this on 40mm, then I'll shoot it again with a bit of telephoto, see what you prefer. We're going to move further into the woodland because I've spotted another bit actually. This is where Darren was a second ago, and he's very good in woodlands. Go and watch his videos if you haven't seen them. He'll talk to you about how to do these, and he also does workshops and stuff, so excellent guy to get to know. This looks really interesting in here, and also I want to talk about the resolution of this lens. I mean, you would have thought, I mean, a few years ago, if you'd have said to me I'd be using a 24-200, I'd be going, I'm joking, that's never going to be good enough. But actually nowadays, with these big wide mounts on these mirrorless cameras, careful where I stand, you get so much more light in, the lens technology is improved, and I don't think you will notice the quality of this. We get hit up as photographers, or caught up sometimes in, oh, we've got to have the ultimate quality, that's got a few more lines, or the resolution, that's going to be loads better. But Actually, you know what, you won't be able to tell, you really won't. I was showing somebody the other day, I did an exhibition with Canon 350D once, and I was very happy with the results. I mean, yes, side by side with this lens and the lenses in those days, definitely this would be better. But really, it's all about, for me, the focal length, the price, and the flexibility that you get with a 24-200. Now, I've just seen another beautiful picture, and it is funny with Woodland how when you just stand about, things come to you. It's often when you walk in, oh, I just can't do Woodland, it's just too complicated. But actually, just stay in place for a while and look, and you gradually see shapes, and the Woodland gradually reveals itself. So I think it has over here. Let's go and shoot this next, and then we'll wrap this up. It's raining. So it's raining, which is great in Woodland. I love a bit of rain because it does make everything sort of so much vibrant, so much more vibrant. Let me show you this though. We've got some beautiful, let me just zoom you in a little bit so you can see. We've got this lovely shaped tree here. You can see the one that juts out to the right and goes up, and behind it there's some lovely straight beech trees, and then some light in the valley. And to the left, which you may not notice until you look at the picture, a lovely mossy wall which is kind of tumbled down and fallen down, and the light on this is wonderful. And this is going to be shot at 135mm, far enough back. And what I'm trying to do again is compress this perspective, because I want you as a viewer to notice the trees in the background. And if I did that with a wide angle lens, they'd be so far back and so small in the image that you wouldn't notice. And I want to flatten these all out, and I'm going to have them a little bit out of focus, so we're going to go down to f/5.6, f4 on this. But even with them out of focus, with a 135mm lens, we're going to flatten everything down, and they're still going to show up really nicely. So let's shoot this, and then we'll explore a bit further on up here. What a wonderful afternoon. Right, I've finished that. So I've just done another shot on the way back because Darren spotted one as Darren does, and I've just shot something similar as well, which I really like. So next thing is back to the pub. We're going to have something to eat. Me and Darren are going to have a beer while Gary checks into his accommodation, and then we're going to do last week's video in the morning, if that makes sense, which it probably doesn't. Guys, thanks ever so much for your company. I've just seen Gary Sugden's Z8, and I'm very jealous. But there we go. So back there. It's all right. So while Gary recovers from his coughing fit, we'll see you next week.
He's recovering because he's just bought a new camera. That's why.
That's dead right. Okay, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.